Today on Taumata TV, we head to Otanewanuku for our learning celebration.
We take a walk around the school and see how creativity, one of our learning principles, is used.
We learn about this week's Taumata Way thanks to Mawao.
And lastly, we cross over to our principal for our first principal's chat of the term.
It's Friday 28th of October. Kia ora koutou.
Welcome to episode 11 of Taumata TV, season 4, and our first episode of term 4.
First up in our show today is our learning celebration, a time where we go and visit a new hub each week and check out what they have been learning.
For our learning celebration this week, we head to Otanewanuku. Let's go see what they have been up to.
Ka pai, we're also learning Otanewanuku.
Now it is time to check out our learning principle for the week.
This week, the learning principle we are looking at is creativity.
We asked some of the youngest students what they thought creativity meant, and they said,
Creativity is when you use your imagination.
creativity is when you build creations. Creativity is when you do thinking to make an idea.
Let's go see how creativity is demonstrated through our school, from Mawao to Otanewanuku. We love seeing how you use creativity in your learning Taumata school.
Now it is time for the Taumata Way. This week we are learning how to use the water fountain.
At the drinking fountain, we need to line up and take turns. At the drinking fountain, we only use it for our drink bottles and drinking.
Thanks for that, Mawao. Now we can all make sure we know the Taumata Way.
Now it is time for this week's Principal's Chat.
Kia ora and welcome to our first episode of Taumata TV for Term 4. It's so exciting to be back at school. I was super eager on that first day welcoming all our amazing students back onto our school site. Now for many of you, you will have noticed that we've got an amazing new person on our team, and that is Mrs. Shelley Mackay. And many students I know are already making Mrs. Mackay feel really welcome at Taumata School, but I thought I would ask her a few questions today in this episode, just so we could learn a little bit more about Mrs. Mackay. So, hi Mrs. Mackay.
Hi, kia ora tātou katoa, Taumata School and whānau. It's great to be here.
It is, it's great to have you here. So Mrs. Mackay, I was wondering if you could tell our community what brought you to Taumata School?
What brought me to Taumata School? There's so many things. First of all, I've been following Taumata School really closely for a number of years now, since the very foundation phases, and I've been so impressed with everything about Taumata School. I'm impressed with the leadership team, with how the school has been set up. I've been coming and doing some sneaky visits around the school during the weekend, and then I do a lot of listening, and the community has told me that the Taumata students and learning coaches are amazing, and that's what made me want to apply for this school. So, and do you know what? I have not been disappointed.
Oh, brilliant. Well, we are very excited to have you on board, even though it's only been 9 days or 8 days already. But Mrs. Mackay, I was wondering, in the short time you have been here, what have you noticed about our school?
Well, that's really easy. I've noticed many things, but just to keep it really brief, what I've noticed, the thing that hit me actually on day one when I was out the front, on the front gate there, was the friendliness and the openness of our tamariki, of our students here. They were warm, they were welcoming, and also our whānau. They were saying, "You're new, welcome, we hope you have a great first week, first day here at Taumata." And that actually meant the world to me because it gave me a sense of belonging here, and I really appreciated that. Also, the staff here have made me feel incredibly welcome. And to create that sense of belonging has been really, really important to me. So I'd like to say thank you very much for all of you who've reached out to me. And if we haven't had a conversation yet, please do come and introduce yourselves. I really would love to get to know you all a little bit better.
I love that. Do you know what I know as well in the time that I've been here, that the people here, he tangata, they are the most important and they are the most precious in our community. And you're right, the students that come through the gate are a testament to our parents and whānau. So awesome, I love that you've picked that up immediately. And the last question, Mrs. Mackay, just so students get to know a little bit more about you, in your spare time, what is it you love to do?
There's many things I love to do in my spare time. I love to be with my family, but my family is now starting to grow. We have a son who's at police college, Zach, he's 20, and a daughter, 17, Paige, and she's just completing her high school years. So Mr. Mackay and I like getting out and about, although I like doing running and running long distances. So Mr. Mackay's not quite so happy about running long distances with me. Sometimes he'll jump on the bike, but so I've just completed my 52nd marathon.
Wow.
And I've done 10 ultra marathons as well. So you'd say that running is a bit of a love, but also a bit of an addiction.
Sure, sounds like it. An ultra marathon would be how far, Mrs. Mackay?
An ultra marathon is anything over 42 kilometres. And 42 kilometres is a marathon. So
that is impressive.
That keeps me fit, but also it keeps me mentally strong as well. So
brilliant. So if you're talking to Mrs. Mackay out and about, ask her about how she keeps herself busy, particularly when she's out there hitting the pavement for 42 kilometres. What are the types of things is she thinking about during that moment? All right, well, what a wonderful first fortnight that we have had here back at school. In the background, I'm not sure if you'll hear, there's an amazing disco going on, and we've just been in there dancing with our new entrants and 5-year-old students. So guess what? We need to get back in there. Have an amazing weekend, everybody, and we'll see you in our next episode. Ka kite.
That brings us to the end of our show this week.
Have a great weekend. We're looking forward to seeing you all again next time.
Kia kite.
Mā te wā.